Hi everybody, this is Gianfranco and I'm product manager here at AutoForm. And today I am in Birmingham because tomorrow I'm going to have a presentation at the ICOSPA conference. And today with me I have the president of the ICOSPA and the president of the Confederation of British Metal Forming, Steve Morley. Steve, we have few questions before the event, but before we dive into the question, would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, Gianfranco. I am served time toolmaker, so I did my apprenticeship as a toolmaker. I spent 20 years in the tool room before progressing into management, firstly quality management and then into production management. Became an operations director of a big tier 1 supplier and then became an engineering director. So quite a wide spectrum of work, and in that time I've done a lot of work on new processes, looked at new skills and new engineering techniques across the world.
Okay, thanks. So you worked quite a bit, I have to say, more than 20 years of experience and so on, in a tool shop. Now, I'm actually facing this challenge today by myself. So what I would like to ask you is how you were used to address issues as they arise in a tool shop.
I think when I was in the tool shop, we did a lot of work by hand, using such things as bandsaws and filing, which is a bit archaic, and it was good to see in my time that we brought things like wire rotors. So the technology changed and moved on, and I think that was a big step for tool making, a really big step. So that allowed us to get more speed, more quality, better tool conditions, which is important because a lot of materials were changing as you progressed into different car types or different manufacturing types. So it's really important we got more precision by changing the level of tooling we made.
Yeah. Well, I have to say that my job actually focused on this from the engineering side. So if you had a wish back in those days that maybe engineering could make it come true, what would you wish for? What kind of help engineering would have?
I think you're going back, best part of 20 years now. So I would say that the development of wire roding to be more widespread, the training to be better, not only on processes but also on different things that were coming into the business. So different materials, because that gave different conditions with the tooling and the finish of the part. And a lot of the changes that were made were, as we say in England, on the hoof. So they were changed, not overnight, but they were brought in without any real thinking about what the end result would be on the actual tooling condition. And we've seen that quite a lot when we got to high strength aluminium. And that was even more recently, probably 5 or 6 years ago. Even then we had some similar problems where, the tools normally would be okay because in this case AC600 was too strong, and you could make a good part, and then the day later it'd be split. So the condition, so the development of the skills aligned with the better development of the product would have been good.
Well, this is something that tomorrow specifically I'm going to talk about, the way we think we should address actually this aspect. And also as a topic of what I'm going to talk tomorrow, how do you see the trend? You heard, I guess, like everyone now, talking about smart factory, artificial intelligence, try to aim at zero failure during production. What do you think about it?
I think it's a great initiative. I think in this country we had a trial called Made Smarter in the Northwest, and the feedback I had on that was very good. I think we need that to be moved over the country, the whole country, especially the UK. I think we're behind the Germans, probably the Americans, definitely the Japanese. So I think we've got a step change to make. We need our government to support manufacturing and make sure that it's sponsored and supported, to make sure it goes across the country, encouraging skills, encouraging smart initiatives, 4.0, I've been talking about it for 10, 15 years, and there's very little movement, and that's frustrating. But the government, our government, any government in the UK, particularly this one, need to take manufacturing seriously and invest in it, because when it's good, it makes a big contribution to GDP. And as a nation, we need that. But also, manufacturing needs to be loved because it will pay back.
Yeah.
And I think that's what moving and supporting smarter technologies will bring back to the nation and to the business itself.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Yeah. I think I'm perfectly in line with you. Well, I would say for the moment, thank you very much for the time that you spent with me today. We are going to talk with Steve many other times, so please stay tuned with us, and you will get more insights in the metal forming. Thank you. Thank you, Steve.
Okay.